Welcome to the Luke Branquinho Show. We are live here at the Cinch Stage 2022 NFR. You subscribe, who knows, maybe I'll do the booty shake. Our next guest is in a quest for $1 million for the Triple Crown of Rodeo with the WCRA, RC Landingam. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Luke.
Appreciate it. So tell us about this WCRA Triple Crown. I know you won Salt Lake City, you won Corpus Christi, which Corpus was before Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Now, the Cowtown Christmas in Fort Worth. This is going to be your chance at $1 million for the Triple Crown, right?
It is, and luckily we have 10 days at the NFR to kind of keep my mind off of that million. But yeah, so you win 3 events in a row, and then they give you $1 million bonus if you win all 3 of them.
How important, I know it was for me, but the WCRA been for you as far as being able to go to these other events, having a chance at some big money, and not really having to pay an entry fee, is just as far as nominating them for a minimal amount.
Yeah, so, and a lot of people don't nominate, and I haven't quite figured out why yet. So I've nominated maybe 15 rodeos, and I've won 6 weekly bonuses, which have covered all my entry fees. So I've literally paid not a single dime, and I've won, I think, $47,000 at 2 events. So it's a pretty easy way to make really good money in a short amount of time and not have to get on any extra horses to do it.
It's crazy to think that you're going to these rodeos anyway.
Yeah.
You don't have to get on extra horses, but you still have a chance to win an amount of money and then qualify you to these events that pay amazing.
At least win enough to pay the entry fee that you had to pay and maybe a tank of fuel or whatever.
Right.
And then you get a chance to go to these big events, and then if you're at the top of the leaderboard, you get to pick your horse first, which increases your odds of winning more money as well. So, but I think after Cowtown Christmas, if things go my way, I think it'll kind of grab the attention of a lot of people, and I think it'll really take off next year.
Well, and it should. I mean, Bobby Boat and Scott Davis, have been doing a great job pushing this out here, trying to make the WCRA more known and a bigger, event, which I'm with you. It surprises the hell out of me that a lot of these cowboys aren't doing it, and they've been pushing it so hard, and it really is to benefit the cowboys. I mean, they're putting this money up for these cowboys because they've rodeoed in their lives. They know what it's like, the struggles getting up and down the road, and I feel like the WCRA is really doing good with trying to help the cowboys getting up and down the road with other opportunities.
Exactly. That's all they want to do is give us another opportunity to make a good living while we have time to do this.
Now, if you win, I should say, when you win this million, you will be the first cowboy to complete the Triple Crown. I believe Riley Webb had a chance at it and missed his calf at Salt Lake City. Hopefully you'll be the very first cowboy. And we have $1 million rodeo with the American, obviously. To me, to get to the point to get the million in the American, the WCRA track is maybe a little bit easier.
I would agree. I've been in this deal for 13 years now, and I've competed at the American a few times, and I rode for the million one time. I've been in the WCRA for 1 year, and I'm right for the million already. So I think it's an easier opportunity to ride for that much money, and the odds of winning it are a lot better, in my opinion, in my event.
Well, for sure, your event. And one thing that's good is you advance all the way to the showdown round.
Yeah.
So how many horses will you get on then for that million?
I'll get on 2. I could get on 3 if I wanted. So they have a VRQ bonus, $25,000 bonus for the high point over the whole year. I'm pretty positive that I have a high enough lead that I already have that one, so I'm not going to get on my first horse. I'm going to take an extra day off because we only have 5 days after the NFR to get there and then get on in the short round. And then there'll be 7 of us in that round, and then the top 3 will come back and get on another one that night.
And you alluded to it earlier, the stock draw, the draft. You get to be the first one to pick the stock in that round, right?
And the 7-man, yeah.
7-man, and then when you get to is it 3-man now?
Yeah, and if I win the 7-man, then I'll pick first.
I got you. But I mean, talk about a huge advantage getting to pick in the 7 round.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't know what horses are going to be in there, how even the pin's going to be. And it puts a lot more pressure on you, too, because you hate to pick the wrong horse for $1 million, but no, it should be really good.
Talk to us a little bit about coming through high school rodeo ranks, college rodeo, into the professional rodeo ranks.
Yeah, so I grew up in Red Bluff and rode sheep, calves, steers, NorCal Junior Rodeoed all over. My mom and stepdad, Ty Skyver, they took me to all my junior rodeos. I moved into riding bulls and bareback horses, and I got on saddle bronc horses for a short while in high school. I was very small growing up, clear till, I don't think I quit growing until I was about 23, so 3 rough stock events was pretty hard on me. And
Right.
I ended up quitting riding broncs and stuck with the other 2 through college and started pro rodeoing in both events, and then I got mucked out pretty good in Houston my rookie year in the bull riding and decided to give that one up, and then that's when I kind of really started focusing on bareback riding.
And injuries obviously is a big part of rodeo. Been injured, wasn't sure if you're going to be able to come back from it, and now here you are.
Yeah, so I've been through quite a few injuries. First one was the bull riding accident in 2010, and then a car wreck in 2011 that put me out until 2013, and then I was 16th 2 years, and then 19th, and I made my first NFR in 16, and then 17 I dislocated my shoulder and ended up having 3 shoulder surgeries after that, and came back in 21 last year, made the finals again. Now here we are. Shoulder's holding up.
So 3 surgeries on it. Did the first 2 just fail, or did you come back too soon?
The first one I came back too soon, and I don't think my shoulder was that bad at that point, but it was just enough to keep dislocating, and then went to Tandy. Waited longer to start therapy, but then when I started therapy, I got after it too hard, and I ended up breaking a screw off.
Oh, wow.
Inside my shoulder.
One of the anchors they put in, you broke it off.
Broke it off. So, and actually, there's part of it still in there that's stuck in the scar tissue, but could never get it out. Tandy did the 3rd one, and it was a pretty intense surgery. It took a lot longer than he had planned, but he got her welded down pretty good. It's held up good the last couple years.
Right now we're here at the convention center at Las Vegas at the National Finals Rodeo, round 4 tonight. The excitement, I mean, just here at the convention center and being around the National Finals Rodeo, not necessarily in the arena, kind of get the nerves going or the excitement going more so than when you're at regular rodeo.
First round gets me pretty good, but once you get through that one, it's we all kind of settle down a little bit and start having a little more fun and relax. And I'm pretty calm this year. I'm just kind of going through one round at a time and trying to make the most of every horse, and we'll see where the cards play.
Well, I know I love the locker room. The bareback riders' locker room is probably the funnest. Last year I'd go down in there and get a little soothing medicine in a cup, a solo cup, and have it ready for TV. So I was ready for TV, but it just seems like you guys are more laid back. And I mean, you're the first event, so you'd think you guys be more amped up and tense and tight, but man, walking into that locker room, it's pretty amazing how you all just kind of cool, calm, and collected. Yeah,
well, we get the heck beat out of us all year long, so we try to be as calm as we can and just enjoy it while we can.
Enjoy the moment for sure. RC, you don't get much time off from the national finals right to the championship.
Yeah, no, we'll leave here on Sunday, the 11th, and go home we'll take a day to drive home, and then we'll be home for 2 days, and then go get on the plane and fly out there on Thursday. It'll be busy, but I got 10 head to fine tune everything before I head out there, so I got a really good opportunity in front of me.
And you've had some success in the Cowtown Coliseum before, haven't you?
I have. It's kind of a cool story because back in 13 I was telling you about a car wreck, and when I came back, that's kind of where I started. I started going in there to the night rodeo.
Right.
And I had $0, and I was working at my grandparents' ranch in Grandview, Texas. A good neighbor friend of theirs would haul me in there on Fridays and Saturdays, and I'd get on. Didn't always get on the best horses, but I was getting on and making a little bit of money, and I ended up winning the year end and won like $2,500 or something, and I took off and went to Denver and won second at Denver, and that's when it kind of all started rolling. So it all started there, and now to have a chance to win $1 million in that arena is pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're looking forward to watching you do it. I'm hoping to be there in person cheering you on, but again, best of luck to you, and I appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Luke.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. You can watch the WCRA Cowtown Christmas on CBS. The WCRA is all for rodeo. Join the WCRA for the next stop of the Triple Crown of Rodeo. Presented by the Lazy Ranch and Arena in Fort Worth, Texas, for the Cowtown Christmas Championship December 14th through the 17th. Join us as bareback rider RC Landingham pursues history as the potential winner of the $1 million Triple Crown cash bonus. For more information, visit WCRArodeo.com. we're live here at the Cinch stage at the Cowboy Christmas. My two guests, they're well known here in the NFR arena, Kyle Irwin, Tyler Pearson. Thanks for joining us, guys.
You bet, Luke. How are you? Glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're here too. Tyler, here with your horse Casper. Hayes horse Metallica went down. Obviously, was a heartbreak for you because you only get 12.5% now.
Yeah, I didn't even want to come out here to tell you the truth. Yeah, Jason Thomas let me ride his horse, and he did great, but I just needed to make another decision, kind of get something a little more business decision for me, and so I got on Dirks. He let me ride. He was outstanding. That horse, everybody said he'd be just like Metallica. And
who said that?
You. Well, what sold it was when you said you could haze him, so I knew it was really nice.
Kyle, you got your kids, your family out here. How big is the support system? Obviously, we've all been in this situation, but have that support system out here when you're trying to be successful.
Yeah, it's so big. And like you said, both of y'all know it, but just to get out here, it is kind of a vacation for the family, but at the same time, it's a job. But it's what we do every day. So to get to see them be here, have fun. Tripp just got done riding the mechanical bull. To get to see that, and you finally slow down. What are we, probably 150 days away from our family throughout the year? So to get to enjoy this with them, look up there in the stands and see them, y'all know, it means so much.
Tyler, you bring your family with you about everywhere. When you guys moved to Oklahoma, Carissa doesn't teach anymore, kids homeschool, and it's fun for me to watch you do that because, hell, Stetson's with you on the back of the horse every time. You came to Arizona before the finals to rope with him, so to be able to have that experience with your family is pretty impressive.
I mean, I can't hardly do it without them now. Like, whenever I'm going, like the 150 days or whatever, and they say, hey, look, this is what we've done today, and and I see them growing through FaceTime, and that breaks my heart. So I just want to do it with them, and whenever I can't, I'll be done.
And looking at your all career, mine was way more selfish. It was more about me, and you guys are doing a lot better job bringing your family, including them, into your life on the rodeo trail.
Don't beat yourself up, Luke. You're a great father. And hey, I think one thing that, because I can kind of relate to it too, is Tyler's location. You know what I mean? He's centrally located. You were California. It takes me a day to get to his house.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then another day to get to the rodeo. And it gets to be a lot. And I know this year, man, the expense, golly, it was so much. And you enjoyed having those other guys. But like Tyler said, it's easier and it's funner when you have your family and you can do it. But
well, and from a business standpoint, like you said, the price of fuel, price of everything. It makes sense to go with a group of guys to help split those costs. But is that price worth it missing your family? And obviously, you have such a great horses, you're able to make that up in mount money.
This year was the first year I haven't rodeoed with them in a long time because of the fuel, it was so stupid. So I went with a group of guys and I had a terrible year, not nobody's fault but mine, but I was just kind of looking back, kind of wanting to be home instead of on the road. So that made my decision this year. I'm going to rodeo with them, and have a clear head at every rodeo, or I'm not going to go.
Well, that makes sense. And speaking of good horses, one I got to ride that you both own was Scooter. Came out of North Dakota, and I know the story, but tell the fans about from start to finish on Scooter.
The reason why we got him is that year in 15.
yeah.
So Irwin rode Sketch. Well, 14 was the year he almost got you,
Yeah.
but you snuck by him. He had a great year, and it was just Kyle. Well, then the following year, Wag was riding with Kyle. And so, we all see Wag ride. He's amazing steer wrestler. Horsemanship, nothing. Not his best. But anyway, and that kind of affected that horse a little bit. So the last round, Irwin had to get off and get on something else. And I told myself in the hazing box, I'll never do this again. I just got on the search, and we found one that Lynn Churchill actually called us. He said the horse is a winner. Everybody gets on him and win. They've won the circuit on him a couple times. And so I called out there. Wag rode him at Champions Challenge. He won the Champions Challenge and went second at the rodeo. And I said, is he Sketch? He said, Tyler, he's a fatter version of Sketch without the stuff in the box. I said, well, there you go. I asked Kyle, I said, you wanted to do this? He said, I don't have the money,
He said, hey, let's do this deal. And he said, I want you to be my partner. And I was like, well, that sounds great, but I don't have any money. And so he said, how much money can you come up with? And I won a truck a year before on Sketch at the Ram Circuit Finals. So I had the collateral against that truck. And so I went and I borrowed up to 15 or 20,000 against the truck, gave it to Tyler. And he told me, he said, we'll make payments on the rest. He said, but let's do this deal. A couple vet checks later, we sent a check for like $65,000.
Were you pulling some hair out you didn't have?
Oh, just straight, gone.
Yeah, we go pick him up at the American Stockyards. And I see this pretty little head. I'm like, oh yeah, there he is. And then I see this back, maybe sway back. I'm going, and then he's pot bellying going, and then his knees are bent.
Feet cracked.
You could tell he's just been up there in the snow roughly, you know. In that same sense, I was bummed, but I was also like, wow, what can this horse be? And then I run my first steer on him. I was like, oh my God, he's not even that good, you know. But then he got better, and then he got some supplements in him and good feed. But having you know, a bigger guy,
Stronger on the
heavy,
horse.
Yeah, right.
heavy guy, riding that first the ERA year, you know, we
Don't rain at him.
Don't rain at them.
You went from going, oh my God, I spent 65 grand on this pot belly sway back, to making money every time somebody nodded their head.
It's hard to put that in perspective, but the horse was an absolute winner. I remember me and Irwin was sitting there at Houston that one year. I think Timmy won the rodeo. Me and him both won probably 8 or 10,000, and then Wag won the shootout deal, so 25,000. So we almost won 100,000 between 4 of us on the one horse at one rodeo. We're just like, we're so blessed, you know, because he was an absolute winner.
With a good bull-on horse, you have to have something good on the other side. And I mean, you started out with or actually started out with Barbara, right?
Yes.
And then you had Poco, or were they?
They were together.
Together. And then you got Metallica.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it. Just don't say, yeah, I beat you.
No, actually, Irwin gave me the idea the other day. He said, get Barbara back for the finals. And I'm like, no. But I got thinking about it. I was like, I really don't have nothing for the winner. So TJ, right at TJ's house, so he got her up, got her shoes, put shoes on her. We're going to start getting her legged up. I may have to have her at like Fort Worth and some of those.
How old is Barbara?
She's a winner.
She's probably
Let me tell
17.
you.
Oh, is that all she is?
Yeah, but she's built good.
You hazed on her
Yeah.
out here, right? Also?
Yeah, oh my
14
God, you're
and
telling
15.
that story.
Somehow, some way, Poco got in with another horse or something. We was going to use Poco, the bay horse. He gets hurt.
That was like 2 weeks before the finals?
It was like October.
Okay.
Yeah. Tyler calls me, panic. What do you want to do? He's like, I don't blame you if you want to do something different. You know, always gave me a way out. And I was like, well, let's try the gray mare. And I'll be dang, man, if she didn't fit the bill. You know, she filled some shoes that was almost won a world championship behind Luke Branquinho.
Right.
I mean, just a couple old country boys and a professional.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure talking, rehashing old memories. Good luck the rest of the week. We're looking forward to seeing you win lots of money.
Thanks, Luke.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Luke.
Why did I mess that up? I shouldn't have drank it all last night.